It's story time.
Welcome, I'm Kimberlyn with Life's Work Yoga. It's story time. And in case this is your first visit to story time, thanks for stopping by. Story time is an opportunity that I set aside in not just in my Tuesday, but in my practice to cultivate stories that I want to share, because not only have they helped me learn something, but I'm hopeful that they might in fact share some life lessons with tangible examples. Now, Storytime has also been an opportunity in the past where I shared space with special guests who would in turn share their stories of living intimately with inspiration, doing their life's work. So this pandemic has made that second version of Storytime a bit more difficult to even get people that are accessible to intimate space and sharing of time, let alone the concept of one more opportunity, one more obligation to be in a virtual world is a bit daunting for many of my friends, my clients, my colleagues, because so much of our world is visually and digitally demanding right now. So, with all of that said, I share a story this week about my 16th birthday. And as I shared last week, and many of you may have already heard the story in the sense that my family growing up, we didn't celebrate with external guests for every birthday. We didn't have birthday parties. We had family celebrations. And by that I mean our immediate family. We often lived far in distance away from my grandparents and other cousins, so it was really just our family unit that would gather for birthdays. So here we are, and I've had a couple of these. We do them, I think, with like a 7, 11, and 16 or something like that. I don't actually remember. So it must not have been a super impact as far as whether I felt I've got my birthdays or not. But this particular year, this was my sophomore year in high school. I was turning 16, and it had been a doozy of a year. I'd had a pretty traumatic injury that had caused me to basically be on crutches for an extended, almost the entire year, on and off because of injury related to a water skiing accident, and I was a competitive dance performer. And so this took me out of the competitive dance circuit. Now, the reason that I share that is because this was my family, this was my team, this was my social system, in the sense that I did everything with my dance team. And when I was no longer dancing, I would attend as the manager of the team. And, that is, boy, my humble just bow to those who can shift like that. But it was so deflating for me to have to watch the dance as opposed to even be able to help choreograph or train. I was just in such this weird space in my health. So the point of the matter was I was having a lot of turmoil and trauma in my social life as a sophomore in high school. So that fall, my birthday is in October. That's why these birthdays are coming up here, these birthday stories. In fact, my birthday's tomorrow. So my mom is not one for, well, I never thought of my mom as being someone who was especially clever or sneaky. And yet she pulled off a surprise birthday party for me for my 16th birthday. And not only did she pull off the surprise, and that literally I didn't know that it was happening, and I walked in and a number of my friends had gathered, and surprise! And not only did she surprise me with the party, but then she went on and she she had organized 16 gifts that for her were a reflection of my 16 years. And so the one gift that I remember really tangibly was that she gave me a hula hoop. Now, this is probably, in today's market, maybe a $3 or a $5 item at Toys R Us. Well, Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore, does it? The point being is that my mom went out of her way, really went out of her way. And that was the first lesson that I took away from this surprise birthday party, is that some people will surprise you, right? In the sense that the effort that went into putting together the party, gathering 16 different small kind of nostalgic gifts, that was above and beyond what I had experienced before. But in addition to that, my mom also orchestrated an out-of-state friend, someone who was kind of a family childhood friend, to attend my party as well. So she orchestrated the party, she organized these gifts, she communicated all by keeping this secret, and she was able to transport my friend from over the state line into our home for the weekend. Now, what was not within my mom's control was what ultimately broke my heart. And it happened on that particular day that my best friend of many years, probably 6 or 7 years at this point, opted to not celebrate my birthday with me. Now, she had a rational explanation in that it was also the day her boyfriend had his birthday. So she opted to spend the day with him. Now, this, that, or the other, I don't know if he was having a party that particular day or not. Honestly, we've only spoken very, very few times since that event, because it really broke our relationship. Not because she didn't attend, but because it was kind of the icing on the cake that was like the last straw. And I think that between the combination of all of the events of the preceding year and my freshman year of high school and into my sophomore year, that I, again, was surprised at who you can count on and who you can't count on. But the fact that my mom went above and beyond, and my friend from across the state line made the effort to be there for my birthday, really soothed my soul and helped me to move on from this wound of my best friend deciding that we weren't friends anymore, is really ultimately what it came down to. So, lastly, the last little mini lesson that I learned from this event is, as much as I respect and admire and even appreciate the gesture of a surprise party, I have learned that they're not my cup of tea. I love to celebrate, and I love to have things that are, I guess, impromptu or I don't want to say surprise, because surprises make me anxious. That's the point. And I don't know that it's related to what happened as a result of that, but not knowing things, not being in control of things, and having things come out of nowhere tend to unnerve me. So I'm curious to hear from you. What is your experience with celebrating birthdays? What is it that you remember nostalgically from your childhood? What is it that you have carried over and you maintain in your adult birthday celebrations for yourself, for your friends? For me, it's often about sharing a meal, sending a card, flowers. I adore receiving fresh flowers. And it's when friends, family, loved ones make even the slightest effort to remember our connection, remember our significance to one another, and value that opportunity to say, I love you, to say thank you. That's, to me, the essence of a birthday, an opportunity to really hone in on the gratitude that someone has facilitated by bringing joy, by sharing the journey of your life. So, thank you for allowing me to share this little story, and I hope that there are beautiful memories of your childhood storytelling, birthday celebration, and if not, it's not too late to begin a new tradition, a way in which you can revive the joy and the gratitude of celebrating even the small things. Most importantly, sometimes celebrating the small things. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you. Thank you for watching. And please post your thoughts. How do you celebrate? What is your favorite way to celebrate someone else? What is your favorite way to receive that kind of celebration and love from someone else? Whether it's your birthday, whether it's a holiday, whether it's an excuse for a free day. Tell me how you celebrate. Bye for now. Take care. Namaste.